I know I'm Athens Park Bloods.
Yeah, alright. Yeah, alright. Now I'm saying it. I feel it. Yeah, alright. Got the spark though.
I just told you I'm not gonna get it now.
Yeah,
for sure. I ain't tripping on that.
Yeah, alright. On Park Bloods though. Yeah, alright.
For sure.
54 Athens Park Bloods were indicted and 44 of them were in court today. 44 defendants means 44 different attorneys, and the judge had to look outside of Hamilton County just to make sure there were enough people to represent them.
24-year-old Renisha Reed was shot multiple times and left on a sidewalk to die. Family members of the victim gathered around the murder scene in unincorporated Athens Village this morning. They placed candles and flowers in the very spot where she died.
You seen 605?
Yeah!
What happened?
Blood got knocked out by a white dude. Hey, really can't. 4 extras can't even fight, bro. None of this can really fight.
From the streets of South Central LA to the neighborhoods of East Tennessee, one gang's name carries weight, fear, and bloodshed. This is the story of the Athens Park Bloods, a South Los Angeles set born in the chaos of the 1970s that evolved into a multi-state criminal force tied to deadly rivalries, federal raids, and generational influence. But this isn't just about colors or turf, it's about how a street identity rooted in protection transformed into a legacy of violence, rap music, and prison influence that now stretches far beyond its original neighborhood. In today's video, we dive deep into the origins, operations, and expansion of the Athens Park Bloods, from their infamous roots in South LA to their violent rise in cities like Chattanooga and Knoxville. Along the way, we explore gang wars, high-profile shootings, Tennessee founding members like Willie OG Lard Dog Bush, and how the Athens Park Bloods name still echoes through courtrooms, headlines, and street corners across America.
We out here live though, blood. Banging it out. My cook dog.
On word.
You feel me?
Me and Corey do.
The Athens Park Bloods are a predominantly African-American street gang based in the unincorporated Athens area of South Los Angeles County, also known by members as Athens Park or simply Athens. Established in the early 1970s, the Athens Park Bloods is one of the original sets of the larger Bloods Alliance, forming during a time of escalating gang violence in Los Angeles. Their emergence was rooted in self-defense. Historians note that a wave of unification among non-Crip gangs occurred after a series of attacks by the Crips, including a notable 1972 incident where a gang member named Lil Country was assaulted. This prompted various local youth groups, such as the Athens Park Boys, the precursor to the Athens Park Bloods, to join forces under the Bloods identity in order to protect their neighborhoods.
LA County's gang affiliations and their implications on community life and beyond.
Right now, you in Athens Park Blood Hood. We in the gangsta APs, where you know what I'm saying. We got from here to about Avalon to Figueroa, from 120 to 136, holding it down.
Or y'all got any beef, or y'all cool with everybody around y'all? Or
crabs. It don't matter what crab, you know what I'm saying? Period. All crabs, you know what I'm saying? Really, it's bigger than that, but that's what it is right now.
Athens Park Bloods territory spans portions of South Los Angeles County, roughly between Figueroa Avenue and Avalon Boulevard, just south of the 105 freeway. Although the area is unincorporated and patrolled by the LA County Sheriff's Sentry Station, it is culturally and demographically part of South Central Los Angeles. The gang's internal structure is decentralized, operating through several local cliques. The two most prominent are based along 124th Street and 127th Street, with the 127th clique being especially notorious for its involvement in violent crimes. Rather than having a single leader, the Athens Park Bloods cliques are overseen by senior members who manage their own set's activities.
The homies with their you could leave. We from Athens. You better break us off a piece of that. That nigga was going hard.
The Athens Park Bloods maintain close alliances with other blood sets in the region. Their most notable allies include the Denver Lane Bloods, with whom they form the Athens Lanes Alliance, and the Miller Gangster Bloods, together known as the Athens Millers. They are also linked with the Westside Black P Stones, the Jungles, in broader blood networks. The Athens Park Bloods' primary rivals are local Crip gangs, especially the 118th Street East Coast Blocc Crips and the 102nd Street Raymond Avenue Crips. Violent clashes with these groups have historically defined the Athens Park Bloods turf wars and reputation.
You seen 605? Yeah! What happened?
Blood got knocked out by white boys. Hey, really can't. 4 extras can't even fight, bro. None of this can really fight. That's on Blood Gang. I really got him, fool. I got him.
Body shots too, so
yeah, I got him,
600, you can't have no weak body.
And I can show y'all too if y'all really want to see it, bro. Line it up. I'm baby Tannic from East Side.
Before the hand, this is before the hand got exploded, blood.
Over the decades, law enforcement has described the Athens Park Bloods territory as one of the most violent areas in South LA. The 127th Street clique, in particular, has drawn significant police scrutiny due to its role in numerous shootings and assaults. Over the years, the Athens Park Bloods cliques have been central to South Los Angeles's ongoing gang conflicts and law enforcement crackdowns. One of the earliest high-profile incidents came in June 2000, when a drive-by shooting at Athens Park left 9 people wounded, 1 fatally. Police later confirmed that most of the victims were affiliated with the Athens Park Bloods, and the attack was gang-related, further escalating tensions with rival sets. The most significant law enforcement action against the gang came nearly a decade later. In November 2009, federal agents launched Operation Blood Clot, a multi-agency raid that targeted the Athens Park Bloods, particularly focusing on senior members of the gang's 127th Street clique. The operation came after authorities designated the Athens Park Bloods territory as one of the most violent areas in South LA, plagued by drug trafficking and armed confrontations. The raids resulted in dozens of arrests and a series of federal charges involving narcotics and weapons offenses. Officials noted that much of the gang's activity stemmed from ongoing disputes with Crip-affiliated sets in the area. Beyond police reports and court records, the Athens Park Bloods have also been featured in media and film. Notably, members of the gang have appeared in documentaries such as Bastards of the Party in 2006 and Dead Homies, both of which explore the rise of Los Angeles gang culture. Bastards of the Party, directed by Athens Park Bloods affiliate Clay Bone Sloan, offers a first-hand account of the Bloods and Crips history, including the formation and legacy of the Athens Park Bloods. While these films are dramatized and not official records, they reflect the Athens Park Bloods' cultural imprint and ongoing relevance within LA's gang narrative.
I felt like them, I felt like these are my people, I'm with them. So from that day, I knew I was from Athens Park, I knew I was a Blood, and I knew the rest. I remember my first real gang fight. They said, we're gonna rent out the gym, we're gonna give a youth dance, and they invited all the guys from Helen Keller Park, which were Raymond Crips. Couldn't control none of it. They were running to the car, and we were chasing them, beating their ass all the way to their car. Popped his trunk. And next thing you know, they had guns, and they was on our ass, saying, They shot us all the way back into that gym. Like 4 people got shot. From there I started, go get the guns, go hide the guns. Killers, they were the baddest motherfuckers I knew. My grandpa used to tell me, don't get so far where I can't reach you.
Clay Shaheed Bone Sloan, born in 1963, is a former member of the Athens Park Bloods who later reinvented himself as an anti-gang activist and Hollywood insider. During his time with the Athens Park Bloods, Sloan began advocating for peace and reduced violence from within the gang, a rare stance at the time. While the full details of his incarceration remain private, it's known that he spent significant time behind bars before making a dramatic pivot in his life's direction. Sloan's entry into the film industry came through a connection with legendary NFL star Jim Brown, who introduced him to director Antoine Fuqua. That relationship led to Sloan working as a gang consultant and actor on major films, including Training Day, Terrace of the Sun, and Brooklyn's Finest. His real-life experience brought authenticity to the screen, particularly in Training Day, where he played a role and advised on the depiction of LA street life. In 2006, Sloan directed Bastards of the Party, a critically acclaimed HBO documentary that explores the roots of LA gang culture through the lens of his own life and history with the Athens Park Bloods. The film cemented his reputation as a thoughtful and credible voice on the realities of gang life and the broader socio-political issues surrounding it. Despite his reform work, Sloan made headlines again in 2015 when he was struck and injured in a hit-and-run incident involving Death Row Records founder Marion "Suge" Knight. Though he survived the attack, Sloan refused to testify against Knight, publicly stating that he would never become an informant. Today, Clay "Bone" Sloan is best known for his activism, public speaking, and film contributions. While his OG status in APB is historically significant, he has shifted focus toward changing the narrative using his past to push for peace, mentorship, and reform within communities affected by gang violence. Up next is rare footage showing just how real the tension gets between rival gangs on the streets of LA. In this clip, an Athens Park Blood confronts a rolling 90s Crip inside a liquor store, and it gets heated fast. What you're about to see is a raw, unfiltered look at how deep these rivalries run, even during everyday moments. This isn't staged. This is real street politics playing out in real time. Watch closely.
I know where I'm at. Athens Park Bloods.
Oh, I know where I'm at.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. Now I'm saying I feel it. I feel it. Yeah, all right. All right. I'm at the spark though.
I just told you off the line, I'm gonna get it now.
All right.
Yeah, for sure. I ain't tripping on
Yeah,
that.
all right. On Park Bloods though. Yeah, all right.
For sure.
Look, you know you at, nigga. Look, you know you at, nigga.
24-year-old Renisha Reed was shot multiple times and left on a sidewalk to die. Family members of the victim gathered around the scene in unincorporated Athens Village this morning. They placed candles and flowers in the very spot where she died.
This here is one of the bullet holes where the guy that shot my niece last night was shooting at her, right here. The police evidently took the bullet out, but this is where she lay.
Detectives say it appears a gunman targeted Reed while she was walking after 1 o'clock this morning in the 12,800 block of San Pedro Street.
Based on what we know so far, we believe that the young lady was simply walking down the street minding her own business when she was confronted by a male Hispanic. We believe he was possibly a gang member. And although we don't know what triggered the event, the suspect began shooting at the young lady.
She was happy every day. Everybody knows her as Cupcake. She's so happy and everybody loves her.
Renisha Reed, also known on the streets as Cupcakes, was a known member of the Athens Park Bloods in South Los Angeles. On September 7, 2009, her life was tragically cut short when she met her demise in a violent incident that authorities believe may have been gang-related. Her death marked another chapter in the ongoing cycle of violence tied to street affiliations in the region. To this day, her case remains a somber reminder of the dangers many young people face growing up in gang-dominated neighborhoods. In 2020 alone, a violent gang war erupted between the Athens Park Bloods and the 118 East Coast Blocc Crips, resulting in 12 deletions. The conflict claimed the lives of both gang members and innocent bystanders caught in the crossfire. Despite efforts by the LAPD, only 5 of those deletions were solved that year. The violence didn't stop there. By the end of 2021, the ongoing feud had claimed a total of 23 lives, making it one of the deadliest gang conflicts in South Los Angeles during that period.
Final goodbyes to a mother and key witness in an upcoming trial.
Family and friends of Bianca Horton gathered today for her funeral at Olivet Baptist Church.
Cortez Sims shot her daughter, and 2 others in a home invasion just last year. Officers say she bravely worked with them, and her death was even tragic for those who see violence every day.
54 Athens Park Bloods were indicted, and 44 of them were in court today. 44 defendants means 44 different attorneys, and the judge had to look outside of Hamilton County just to make sure there were enough people to represent them.
Bureau of Investigation says Chattanooga Police and the U.S. Marshals Service helped with the search and that arrest. Sims now facing several charges, including first degree for the January 7th shooting at College Hill Court.
While he was only 17, he had already been in trouble with the law as well as multiple schools.
Which quickly filled up with accused Athens Park Bloods gang members, their families, and attorneys. In fact, it was so packed with lawyers, many didn't have anywhere to sit.
Are you represented by a lawyer? Are you able to afford to hire a lawyer?
Most of the defendants claimed they couldn't pay for their own attorney to fight these racketeering and conspiracy charges, but with such a large group of accused criminals, it was a struggle to find people who could represent them. Many of the lawyers who typically would take on these cases, like Hamilton County public defenders and criminal defense attorneys, had conflicts
First of all, investigators are searching for the person who shot an 8th grade boy to death at his Chattanooga home. Police and neighbors say 13-year-old DeAndre Southers wasn't the intended target, but he was the latest victim in an ongoing retaliation between two rival gangs, the Athens Park Bloods and the Bounty Hunter Bloods. 11 bullet holes were found in the East 50th Street house where DeAndre lived. His mother found him wounded downstairs, and her son died on the way to the hospital.
In 2018, a Tennessee grand jury indicted 54 members of the Athens Park Bloods, marking a significant effort to combat gang-related violence in Chattanooga. Among those indicted, 3 individuals, Andre Grier, Charles Shelton, and Courtney High, were charged with the May 25, 2016 demise of Bianca Horton. Horton was set to testify against fellow gang member Cortez Sims for the demise of Talitha Bowman, but was deleted before she could take the stand. Due to the nature of the crime, prosecutors sought the death penalty for Grier, Shelton, and High. In January 2019, District Attorney Neil Pinkston prioritized bringing these 3 defendants to trial in the capital case before proceeding with the broader RICO conspiracy case against the other defendants. The indictment also included other deletion charges linked to Athens Park Bloods members. Cortez Sims was charged with the January 20, 2014 deletion of 13-year-old DeAndre Southers. Curdell Collier, Martrell Arnold, and Johnny Clemens were charged with the June 25, 2014 deletion of Cedric Mikes. In addition to the charges for Bianca Horton's deletion, Courtney High was charged with 2 other deletions: the June 12, 2016 deletion of Jerica Jackson and the August 16, 2016 deletion of Marquise Jackson. The charge for Jerica Jackson's deletion was later amended to include RICO elements.
Athens Park Bloods in Tennessee, Knoxville, Chattanooga, and beyond. In East Tennessee, particularly in Knoxville, the Athens Park Bloods have taken root as part of the broader People Nation Blood Alliance. According to local gang investigators, there are at least 7 identifiable the Athens Park Bloods cliques operating across the city. These groups often work alongside affiliated sets like the Tree Top Pyrus and East Side Bloods. Law enforcement reports link Knoxville-based Athens Park Bloods to a series of crimes including robberies, assaults, drug trafficking, and illegal firearms possession. One notable case involved a female Athens Park Bloods member charged with aggravated robbery. Prosecutors applied a gang enhancement after determining she had been formally jumped in to the 127 Athens Park Bloods and regularly wore red gang attire, such as a red bandana. Outside Knoxville, the Athens Park Bloods activity has been documented in other East Tennessee cities like Johnson City. However, Chattanooga remains one of the gang's most prominent strongholds. In South Chattanooga, Athens Park Bloods graffiti, colors, and membership have steadily expanded, largely due to the influence of founding member Willie Bush, also known as OG Lard Dog. Bush is credited with helping build the gang's presence in the city, reportedly drawing his own family members into the ranks. By 2018, prosecutors stated that Athens Park Bloods members were scattered all over the city, with the South Side being the most active hub. Chattanooga area APBs have been connected to numerous violent crimes, including at least 5 deletions between 2014 and 2016. Victims such as Cedric Mikes, Talitha Bowman, and Bianca Horton were all linked to gang-related violence that sent shockwaves through the community. The gang's presence has sparked a wave of retaliation and street beefs, particularly with local Crip sets, despite occasional alliances with groups like the Vice Lords and Black Guerrilla Family. In Middle and West Tennessee, gang experts trace the Athens Park Bloods activity as far as Gallatin and the greater Nashville area. The Tennessee Department of Correction lists an official Athens Park Bloods gallatin set in its gang database.
Josh, according to the district attorney's office, the Athens Park Bloods started around the South Chattanooga area. Its founder is now serving a life sentence in a Colorado penitentiary. Tonight, I spoke to people who live in neighborhoods around that area. They say they're happy to hear that those gang members are now off their streets. According to the district attorney's office, Willie Bush is the father of the Athens Park Bloods in Chattanooga. In the past, police called him a career criminal. They say he influenced his children to participate in gang activity while living in the south side of town.
Willie Edgar Bush, better known by his street name OG Lard Dog, is widely recognized as the founding figure behind the Athens Park Bloods in Chattanooga, Tennessee. A Chattanooga native, Bush dabbled in gangster rap and released music under his alias in the early 2000s. But his notoriety stemmed more from his criminal background than his music career. By 2007, Bush had amassed a lengthy rap sheet, including 4 armed robbery convictions and an aggravated assault charge. That same year, he was arrested on a federal weapons charge and ultimately sentenced to 15 years to life in federal prison. Records confirm that Bush is serving this sentence in a high-security facility in Colorado. During court proceedings, federal authorities labeled him an armed career criminal due to his repeated violent offenses. Despite being behind bars, Bush's influence within the Chattanooga Athens Park Bloods set has remained significant. The Hamilton County District Attorney has publicly named him the founder of the local Athens Park Bloods, and gang investigators claim that Bush continued to wield influence even from prison. His sons, Andra and Ladarius Bush, were also reported as active Athens Park Bloods members and have been targeted in violent gang disputes, further highlighting the generational impact of Bush's leadership. Local news outlets have described Bush as a notorious figure whose gang legacy continues to ripple through Chattanooga's streets. His moniker, OG Lard Dog, still appears in graffiti, rap lyrics, and gang-related court filings. One report noted the irony of his enduring reputation. Now sitting in a federal prison with 2 dead sons, the DA says Larry Bush is still a known member of the Athens Park Bloods. From drive-by shootings in Athens Park to street beefs in Chattanooga, the Athens Park Bloods have left behind a legacy soaked in both fear and fascination. Whether it's the influence of OGs like Larry Bush, or the gang's ability to embed itself into new cities through prison pipelines and family ties, Athens Park Bloods shows how a local street set can evolve into something far bigger and far deadlier than it ever intended. But at the center of it all is a simple truth. Street affiliations don't fade, they multiply. And while law enforcement continues to crack down and communities continue to grieve, the Athens Park Bloods remain a lasting chapter in the story of American gang culture from Los Angeles to Tennessee.